Good evening, everyone. This is Malcolm Peters calling in from Jordan today, a city called Amman, for our Sunday evening team call. It's the 18th of February, 2018. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. We have a chat area on the right-hand side. You have to forgive me today because I'm on a very small laptop and my eyes aren't quite what they used to be. So I'm just going to get myself set at the moment to make sure that I can see everybody. Please introduce yourselves, your first names, and where you're calling from in the chat area. I was a bit concerned when the call got started because for some reason, when I booked the call, I put it on the 17th. I was so sure it was the 18th. So I'm hoping that the chat facility is working at this moment in time. We're going to get the call started in just over 2 minutes, I believe, a minute and a half. So if you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, and where you're calling from. As I've said, my name is Malcolm Peters. For those of you who don't know what this is about, it's our Sunday team call, which is part of the fabric of the infrastructure that we've got in place for a group called Global Partners Group, training and support system with Sapphires and above. Sapphires is a position that we've got in the Jeunesse Global program, a position of leadership, people who built a team and people who are leaders in our organizations that are able to come on this call and share with everybody information for growth from around the world. And tonight, it's my pleasure and privilege to have people from various continents who've joined us as well. So as you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, where you're calling from. We've got Colleen Ferguson, who's calling from Canada. Great, welcome to call, Colleen. We've got from the Czech Republic, we've got, that's with Gerald calling in from Czech Republic. Fantastic, that's in Eastern Europe. Welcome to our call. We've also got at the moment, and forgive me, my eyesight's not ready, we've got Embrace Life, that'll be Jacqueline calling in from Holland. So at the moment, we've got Holland, we've got the Czech Republic, we've got Canada online as well. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, and where you're calling from. I think it's important also to give you some guidelines as to how the call works. The call is an extended call. It enables you to be able to take some notes to make sure that you get really priceless information from people who have built this business to quite a high level. We call them the superstars of our group, really, because these are people in momentum, building teams and going for that goal, which is a diamond goal, we call it in the Jeunesse business. What I'd like to do also is remind you that the chat area itself is not there to have private conversations. It's extremely distracting to myself as the host and also to my speakers as well. So please, if you've got any questions or points for clarification, hold those questions until the end of the call, and we'll make sure that you have a wonderful, wonderful call with some fantastic guest speakers who are going to share with you tonight. Just to give you an example of who I've got before I bring them on, I'm going to quickly just scan through as you come online and introduce yourselves. We've got fantastic guests who are joining us today. Ian and Judy, who are emeralds in the business, calling in from Ontario, Canada. The weather here feels just about as cold as it does over there. We've got a lovely gorgeous lady who's calling in today from South Africa. We've got here Andriani calling in from the island of Cyprus, which is excellent. We've got Dan here, and he's in a wonderful place. It's quite close to my heart. Jack Daniels land in Tennessee. I do like my Jack Daniels, I must say. And we've got Sandy calling in also from Canada as well. I'm calling in from Amman in Jordan. Jordan is a place I didn't know before I arrived here last November. It's a small kingdom, they call it, which has got the gates of hell around it. That's how it's described here, because you've got Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Israel as well, with the conflicts that are taking place. But it's a place that I call home now. I've been working with a fantastic family. One of them is a gentleman who's sitting across the room from me at the moment, Mohammed, and they've been kind enough. Isn't it amazing, our business? I've met them through networking, and in total now, I've stayed with this family for nearly 2 months on 2 separate occasions. Great marketplace. And from here, we're picking up people in Iraq who have come over as refugees, but they're joining our business, and also breaking into the markets of Egypt and most of the Arab-speaking world as well. As you come online, please introduce yourselves, your first names, and where you're calling from, so I really can get the call started very shortly. We've had several people joining us now. We've got here Peter and Anne-Marie, who've called in from Rotterdam. Welcome to the call from Rotterdam as well. We've got Leonard calling in from Greece. Fabulous. Welcome to our call. We've got Leah, very good friend of mine, calling in from Holland at the moment. We've got Miranda, who's calling in from South Africa as well. Let's get the call started. I'd like you all to relax now and make sure you've got plenty of paper and a pen with you to make sure you also got a beverage, a little help. I normally like a glass of wine when I'm actually listening to some of these calls and taking notes. It does help. And so, without further ado, the first couple I'm going to introduce you to are a couple that I got to meet several years ago. We met in the virtual world of online, which is where we conduct most of our seminars and our trainings for home-based businesses. And then I got to meet them on a couple of occasions now. I've met Ian, who you're going to hear from very shortly. They both live in Canada. They are emerald directors in our business, and they're going to talk about something that's very close to most of us. One of the reasons that many of us join this business is about great products, but it's also about life-changing incomes that can help us to go where we want to go, depending on your personal financial goals, your family's goals as well. Fantastic couple. I've got to know them extremely well. We've had a wonderful time together, working together in several different projects, but we believe we have found home. It's my pleasure and my privilege to introduce you both, all of you, to both Ian and Judy Murray, calling from Canada with their heading subject, Show Me the Money. Over to Ian and Judy in Canada.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm.
It's a pleasure here. Is our sound coming clear and loud? Oh, excellent.
You were just a little choppy on your end, but we're clear, correct?
But
I'm managing to get Jordanian internet working quite well, which is quite something.
Okay. We're loving the mustache, so it's looking good. But,
first of all, we want to thank you for inviting us to this call. We're very excited, and I think Ian's going to start off with showing everyone the money.
Yes, one of the things that we've always come across when we're approaching people about the business and going through the products, and it always comes down to, well, how can I make money with this? And the company has provided us with tools, but we have found that many times that people just use the tools that they provided on a face value, that they don't really show the bigger picture of what those tools can really allow people to see the big picture of what Jeunesse is. And I go back to when we were first introduced to Jeunesse, I had the fortunate luck of having a three-way call with Wendy Lewis and Paula, and I was asking Wendy Lewis, who was the mastermind of our compensation plan, where is the money? Where is the money in this compensation plan? And she said, the money's at all different levels. But I said, okay, Wendy, I agree, but where is the serious money? And she said, well, there's two areas that the serious money really, really happens. One is what's called the matching check, and the other one is what's called the cycle bonuses. And she said, Ian, you will find as your business matures, the very, very serious money is the matching check. And when we look at the compensation plan, most of us look at that the first order bonus and the cycle bonus as being the serious areas of income. But I want to spend a little bit of time just to give you an idea. First of all, I know we have some speakers that are going to go a little further into this amazing promotion that we have right now, the GPS. But I do want to mention that because if you're going to show someone the money, you need to be showing them this as well, which is just an amazing promotion. And I know we're going to go into that in a little detail, but I don't know what other company around the globe has $15,000 US that you can earn in your first 90 days of hitting the ground with a brand new company. And that's what we have with Jeunesse. Now, where I want to go with this is right here. This little tool is available in your back office under distributor information, under marketing tools.
Major tool.
So major tool, because we tell people, hey, hit executive, hit Jade, hit Pearl. They don't know, they don't understand. Here you can actually go through, and I actually have mine actually laminated and highlighted, because the GPS system designed to take you from the starting blocks to Sapphire Elite. And as we know, Sapphire Elite is someone who's done 100 cycles. We also know with the compensation plan, it just makes really, really good sense to have more than one or two customers. You got to have at least 5 to pick up, your founders. Then you want to have 10 to max out on that match check. And if you look here, when you look at that J position, when you have 4 executives, you're getting your team commission. So every time someone cycles at 300 and 600, you're picking up 35, and then you're picking anywhere from 20% to 30%. No one in the industry that I'm aware of is giving you a 30% override on personally sponsored individuals. This is key. So this is part of painting the picture. And when you go from Jade and you go to Pearl and you go to Sapphire, you know your match checks are increasing. But a brand new person, they still don't get it. So I take them to Sapphire Elite. I say, okay, in 90 days, we're going to get you on GPS. We'll get you to Sapphire Elite. You know you can make from $0 to $15,000 your first 90 days, plus whatever commissions you're eligible for. When you hit Sapphire Elite, this whole marketing plan is designed as an incentive to help other people become successful. And there's a real incentive for you to do that because that matching check. When you personally sponsor people, you can earn anywhere from 20 to 30% on their success. When you're a Sapphire Elite, you're cycling 100 times. You've earned $3,500. But your sponsor, your personal sponsor, is going to earn 30% of that, paid directly from the company. So they just picked up $1,000. Now, what if you were to sponsor me? Because I always put on the spot, what if you were to sponsor me and you helped me to get Sapphire Elite? I did 100 cycles. Yes, I made $3,500, but you just made 30% of that. How often would you like me to do the 100 cycles? Every month? Absolutely. Well, would you like me to go to the next rank, which is Ruby Director, where I'm doing 200 cycles a month? I'm doing $7,000 in cycle volume. What's 30% of that? $2,100. You'd be making $2,100. Now let's just take a look at Emerald. What if it took you 1 or 2 years to help me become an Emerald? My cycle bonuses are $500, which is $17,500 a month. At 30%, you're picking up $5,200.
Even if it takes you 3 years, that's
Yeah,
a lot of money.
What if I went crazy and I became a diamond and I'm doing 1,000 cycles a month? And we have lots of people in this company doing that. And you sponsor me and you're getting 30% of $35,000 a month, which is $10,500. I ask you.
Just on one.
I ask you, how many of me would you like to have? And that's the beauty of this business is you can have as many as you want. In fact, the incentive is to go and help as many as possible. And remember that 30% that you're picking up on me, what about the second level that you're picking up 15%, and the third that you're picking up 10, and the fourth that you're picking up 5? What if I have some emeralds? And what if they have some rubies? And what if they have some sapphire elites? This gets insane.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we're seeing people make massive amounts in Jeunesse. And so when I get that brand new person, I want to paint that big, big picture so they know where they're heading. Yes, we've got $15,000 available off the starting blocks, but I'll tell you, when you hit Sapphire Elite, the world changes, because now you turn around and teach what you've just done. You have built an amazing, amazing business. So with that, I'm going to just turn it right back over to Jude.
Thank you, Ian. That was great. This sheet, the rank advancement sheet, is really something that you want every single new person that you get started, you want them to print it off and plasticize it like we have.
We even highlighted.
We have everything highlighted so they get it. You know, you talk about the certain levels and they can just take a look at it and they go, oh, you mean for every level I get to to pick up more money down in my organization.
It's a worksheet.
It is a worksheet. So if you're not using this and showing people how this thing works, you're really missing.
But expand.
Expand on it. You're really missing an amazing tool for sure. You really want to think big. There's so much money here, and the company works. The products are incredible. The products work. The compensation works. It all comes down to you. Will you work? Like Ian said, if it takes you 2 years, 3 years to get to emerald or diamond, that's a lot of money.
4 or 5 or 6.
That is a lot of money. I mean, where else are you going to go where you can earn the type of income that people are earning here? We talk money. We talk business. This is a vehicle. You take a look at all the incredible products we have. I mean, they're multi-billion-dollar companies just on their own. The products are backed by solid science. I use that all the time, solid science. And what's so great about our products is they're an amazing vehicle. They're a vehicle to get to where we want to go in our lives, to have what we want to have in our life. So our products are a vehicle. We do talk money all the time. And what I say to people is, Joanne or Bob or Sue, or Rob, I'm curious. I hope you don't mind me asking you this question, but do you keep your income options open, or who do you know that keeps your income options open? You really want to ask questions and don't talk a lot. Too many times, the number one thing that we see all the time is people are talking about the product, talking about the company, talking, but they're not asking questions. You want to ask questions. And many times I say to myself, Judy, shut up. Ask the right questions. So Joanne or Bob, I hope you don't mind me asking you this, but do you keep your income options open, or who do you know that keeps your income options open? Or you know what, Joanne, I'm taking a look at a business here. I'm taking a look at a business. I'm very excited about it. I'm actually expanding my business for this company here in this market, and I'm looking for sharp people. I'd like to send you a short video. You may know the type of people I'm looking for. Or then you could say, who do you know? Who do you know in the area that's sharp? And who do you know will make you a fortune? That is why when you sponsor people, it is critical that you work with your brand new person and you help them see success as soon as possible. So I always say to someone when I sponsor them, my job is to help you see success as soon as possible. But you got to be teachable. You have to be coachable. You got to be on the calls. And the first thing I do, I go through their memory jogger list, and I have them write out a list of people they know who have a great circle of influence, people who know a lot of people, and credible. They have to be credible. They have to have a good reputation. If you want to sponsor someone without a good reputation or someone without credibility, you're going to have a hard time building this business. They are going to have a hard time because they have no credibility. You also want to sponsor people and have people on the list that want something out of life. Jim Rohn says you want to sponsor and surround yourself with people who want to do more, be more, and become more. So you want to spend and this is really critical. You want to spend 80%. I want you to write this down and teach your new people this. 80% of your time recruiting for you, sponsoring new people. 80% sponsoring new people for you. And then 20% of your time working with your group, working with your organization. Showing the money and helping them build depth, build down deep, and finding your diamond, finding your rubies and your emeralds. Dig deep. The people you sponsor may not be the people that are going to get you to where you want to go. You can find them down here, though. And Teresa Gregory, Triple Diamond, Teresa Gregory will work with people, new people, every 90 days. She'll work with a group for 90 days. They have everything they need. She'll still support them, but she works with a different group every 90 days. Because in 90 days, people should get it. They should have keyed into the system and be on the calls and understand everything and using the tools. So I have a whole lot of things written down here. So I always say, another question I ask people is, you know what, Bob, I'm curious. I hope you don't mind me asking this, but I know you're getting involved in the business, and I'm very excited to be working with you to help you see success as soon as possible. But what are you looking for? What type of income would you like to see, by the end of the year on a monthly basis? What type of income would make you happy by the end of the year? What type of income would you like to see by the end of your second year? And if they give you a figure, that usually indicates to me how serious they are or how big their thinking is. If someone says to me, well, I only want to make an extra couple of $1,000, by the end of by every month, by the end of the year, I'm thinking, okay, they don't think big.
If they say this, you haven't taken the time and shown them this. Because if you've shown them that, they're already thinking that, hey, I got to go find myself a diamond.
That's right. That's right. So the questions you ask, what type of income would you like to see by the end of the year on a monthly basis? And what about the end of the second year? Where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself here by the end of the year? What type of income? So if they say, I'd like to be here, then you know what type of income that they're looking at. And I'll say, oh, okay, you're looking at an extra, $5,000, $10,000 at the end of the month. Okay, then let's go to work. Let's get your memory jogger list down.
Hey, $10,000 a month, guys, is a Ruby position. It's a Ruby position.
Yeah.
I mean, your cycle bonus is $7,000 plus your match check and anything else. I mean, so if someone says $10,000 a month, great, let's get you to Ruby.
So the questions it's the questions you ask people that are going to give you some idea of the type of people you're going to be working with. If they don't think big, if they don't have big goals and they're willing to do what it takes, another question, I really move on. Another great question I ask is, how long are you willing to give this to get to where you want to go? You just told me you want to make $10,000 a month by the end of the year, or $20,000 a month by the end of the year. Fantastic. Let's go to work. Then I'll say, how long are you willing to give, if you don't make it by the end of the year, how long are you willing to give this to get to where you want to go, to achieve the things in your life that we just discussed? If they say, a couple of months, a year, wrong answer. The correct answer is until I get there. So it's the questions you ask people that will give you a real good idea of the type of person you're working for. If they have a prosperity mentality or if they have a poverty mentality. Very, very important. So the questions you ask, thinking big, there's huge money here, guys. And use the tools, and whatever you want in your life, you can have it here because everything works. We have to work. You have to work. We work it. Some of you, it might take you longer than others. That's okay. You're just at a different skill level. We all enter this business at a different skill level. So, sometimes it takes people a year. Sometimes it takes people 6 months. Sometimes it takes them 2, 3. Sometimes it'll take them 4 or 5 years, depending on their skill level. But by asking those questions and by watching them in building their business, you'll get it. You'll start to identify the people that are your movers and your shakers that are going to help you get to where you want to go. So with that, Malcolm,
back to you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I just want to do a sound check. Is my sound still choppy, or is my quite clear?
Perfect.
Okay. I think it's very important, some of the points that you've covered. I want to share an experience with you before I bring my next guest on. My emeraldship did not come with the person or the people that I brought on directly. My emeraldship came by myself working up to 16, 20 levels deep. So I agree totally with what's been said so far, but I like what you've said, that we've got to be able to get the commitment from the people that we work with. The biggest mistake everybody makes is they try and show people what we've got, quickly get them to sign up, get started in the business, but they don't spend time to reaffirm and make sure people understand this is a serious long-term opportunity. It's not a short-term get-rich-quick scheme. So I really appreciate that. Second, you've said about 80% of your time you should be out recruiting. I also agree with that. There are two schools of thought here. There are those that talk about just building wide, 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 and there are those that talk about building deep, deep, deep. I think there should be a balance between the two. My version of what's been said here is that you spend 80% of your time recruiting where you need to be recruiting. So that recruitment can be frontline to yourself. If you've got a very busy frontline and it's beginning to grow, then you do what I've been doing. Like, for example, in Jordan, I'm working 6, 7, 12 levels down, and some of the best people I found are here. Recruitment is really what this business is about. It's looking and searching, sifting through numbers of people, looking for those who are open, serious, and committed to what we're actually doing as well. Julie's very, very right in what she said, because we forget some of these things. In that push that we have of signing somebody up, we don't spend enough time in what we call orienteering. In other words, teaching people where things are. You know, our role in this business is we are guides. We guide people through an information gathering process without pressure or obligation. We let them decide if they see an opportunity here or not. They either say, yes, I love the business and the product, or I love the product itself, which is, you know, basically, as Andrea Walt said, it's not no for now, it's not no forever. Or they said, no, not right now, it's not for me. The same applies also to your distributors. You need to spend some time without pressure or obligation, being the guide, showing them where they can get all the information that they need to build their business as well. My next guest is someone I'm very, very fond of, and I've been really working with this gentleman now for the last 2 years. We've met a couple of times now. We still haven't got down to Jack Daniels land to be able to go down and have some Jack Daniels. He lives in Tennessee, but he's going to cover what I think is a very important element of this. This is the first business opportunity that I've been involved with for over 30 years now, where I know it's my home, where we've got this fantastic $15,000 business opportunity. In other words, $15,000 that come in as an extra bonus to distributors that join us. And what Dan's going to do right now is going to talk to you about GPS, which is the system itself for earning that $15,000. My colleague, my friend, calling in, Sapphire from Tennessee, Dan Parks. Over to you, Dan.
Well, thank you, Malcolm. And, you know, what a great show you put together today, because it all ties together. And Judy and Ian are so right. And there's a key point to what she was talking about, and that is sorting through the people you're talking to, because it's really important. The one thing we all have the same of, no matter what rank we are or anything, is time. And you don't want to waste your time with people that aren't ever going to do anything, or try to convince the people that have no desire to build a business. You want to focus on the people that are serious, like Judy said, and do whatever it takes to make it happen. So the one thing I know from my business background is I didn't just start companies and then sit around and hope that maybe talk to a few people, I'd make a fortune. I had a very specific plan, and I had very specific goals, and I worked within time frames, and I built systems so that my sales force would be successful. And when I saw the GPS system, I was reminded of a previous company that Paul and Kathy put together, the GPS system, and it was brilliant. And when I saw this, it was like a light bulb that went off for me. So I'm going to go through a slideshow of the GPS system and touch on some high key points about this. But this is a system that you can use, that your downline can use and duplicate. And if you use this presentation, you'll be able to sort and find the people that have an interest in really build a serious business and making a lot of money, and still be able to sort through and work with those people. So let me get going here. Okay, so let me back up here. So can everybody see my screen? Let's see, hopefully it'll all come out. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes,
okay.
We can, Dan, yeah.
Okay, great. So this is, I'm going to take you through this pretty quickly, but like I said, there's some key points to this that, first of all, go to the website, spend some time. Don't just close your eyes and hope it falls in your lap. Go to the website, spend some time, learn the system. It's really easy. It's very self-explanatory. First of all, the promotion is globally. It means no matter where you live, you get to participate in this. The aha moment for me with this system is, you'll see it goes for a year, right? Well, if you sign somebody up into this system December 31st at 11:59 at night, they have a whole year into 2019 to do this program. That is so important, because you can build a lot of people participating in this program over the next couple of years, not just this year. It's what they call a rolling 12-month. Again, these are all slides. You can go to the website. The presentation is there. I've not altered very much of this, if any of this, but it's key. Just this is the same thing that Ian talked about. Here's the ranks. Now, here's an important thing. If you help, and when I saw this, here's the hidden brilliance of this system. And this is the pieces of the pie that took me a few minutes to realize. But once I grasped this, I thought, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. First of all, if you see the first 30 days, you make a $500 bonus. Well, one of the caveats to this system is, and the way this is all built, is that everybody that comes in to participate in this business, they buy the middle package, which is about $500. So right here tells you, if you'll do some work in the first month, you will get the return on the money you spent. So now, guess what? You broke even in your business. The second
Dan,
month,
we need Dan. Sorry, Dan, we didn't see the slide. We're still stuck on the first slide.
Okay. I don't know.
We just see there we go. That's better. Thank you.
Okay. So here's the brilliance of this. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit bigger. So can you see this better now? Perfect.
Much better.
Okay, perfect. Hey, technical difficulties, guess what? In business, there's ups and downs, so get used to it, right? So at any rate, so the first 30 days, you're going to make your $500 back that you spent to get started. The second 30 days, you're going to make a $1,000 bonus by doing the same thing, duplicating what you did the first month. That's what we call cash flow positive in business. And any time I've never seen a business that you can be cash flow positive in 60 days. That's insane. But here you can do it, and you can definitely do it. And then, of course, the third month, you're going to get this next business, and you're going to be Sapphire. So it's a key point to get this. And then, of course, you advance on up. Here's the same thing. You'll see these are the bonuses you get in the time frames. Now, here's what's interesting. You don't have to do this in 30 days. What if you hit Sapphire in 30 days? You still get the same bonuses. You're not losing any money because you compressed the time frame. Now, if you'll log into your back office, your own personal back office, you'll see the middle option there. It says GPS progress report. So now the company has a system and a process so that you can manage and see your business. And this is what those reports will look like. It shows when you signed up. It shows the people you sponsored. It shows where they're at. So everything you need to know about reaching your goals and achieving the milestones to make the money is right here in the back office report. Here's a graphical view of the same thing that you just saw from the spreadsheet view. Now here's the next thing you want to do is go to www.genesgps.com. Here's what's cool. The whole system is also built in all of these languages. So if you have people in other countries that don't speak English, guess what? It will translate to their language. That's even better. So again, it's a global promotion. So the website itself is going to have all the multi-language tools. It's got announcement e-blast. It's got videos. It's got a 45-second sizzle video that you can copy and post out on your social media. It's got all the things that you need to have to build a business because it's a system to help you be successful. Here again, you'll see underlined. It says at least a Supreme Packer hire to get started. So everyone that gets involved in this, the key is the Supreme package because that Supreme package comes with CV points. And those CV points, so just so we're clear, this program doesn't just mean that because today you're an executive and tomorrow you advance to Jade and you make a $500 bonus. It doesn't work that way. There's also accumulated personal group volume points associated with this. And you can get with your sponsor, your upline, they can show you how to see where that information is, or you can go in the GPS system and see it too. But there's first rank advancement and points that go through this. And that's why the Supreme package is so important because it holds enough points to help you reach these particular ranks. You'll see at the end when you hit Sapphire, it says 3,600 personal group volume plus 200. So that means you have to buy 200 CV worth of product to hit that last goal. And that's 3,600 personal group volume is per month, not total, but per month. So along on this website, here's all the documents, all the things. There's an overview. There's a merger, which means if you are already a Sapphire, you can still participate in this program. You can still reach this. If you're Jade working on Pearl, whatever your rank is, it's part of the merger. You can go in there and read that. If you don't understand it, reach out to your upline and we'll help you understand how this works. The presentation that I'm showing you right now, there it is. I downloaded. There's a workbook as well, and I'm going to show you a couple pages out of it, which is really good to use when you're talking to people. There's an FAQ, there's banners, there's postcards, everything you want to use and need to use to build your business with this system. There's a video at the end. If you get a chance, watch the video, the sizzle video. It's awesome. I put it on my Facebook page already, and I already got some responses and replies from it. So here's the workbook. Download it, go through it. One of the pages in the workbook here is this gives you the ability to identify your first 4 people and get with those 4 people and help them identify their first 2. So it really maps out the actual step-by-step process of what you need to do to build this business. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. If you can do this in a week, man, get going. Don't wait. Don't stop. This is the time to run hard and fast. Now, here's a couple key points I want to touch on because it was the aha moment for me. The first aha moment I realized was that the program and the system is built in getting your initial cost of package back in the first 30 days. So that you are now, you've now recouped your initial cost to get in. Complete your first month and make your money back. That's just what I said. Complete your second month and now you're profitable in your business. Compress the time to advance and earn faster. The key is $15,000 US bonus, but at the completion, you're a Sapphire Elite at 100 cycles per $35 per cycle. That's $3,500 per month US dollars. So when you finish this promotion, and this is something I talk about with people, we're not making income statements. That's a fact. When you finish this promotion, you're going to make $15,000 in bonuses, but you're also going to be a Sapphire Elite, and you will have created a cycle, 100 cycles in that month when you reach that, and that's $3,500 more. So let me ask you this, because this is a piece that talks about, and it's what the Global Partners Group is all about, not leaving people behind. This is about working with your team. Jim Rohn said it best. Focus on helping other people get what they want, and you get what you want. So if you go through and focus on 2 people on each side of your business out of those first 12, or maybe someone they sponsor, it can go deep. It doesn't matter. But focus on 2 people on each side of your business and help them get that $15,000 bonus and reach Sapphire Elite. What would you do? What would happen to you? What would that do for your position? I can tell you, you'd be a Ruby. And not only would you be making 200 cycles, you'd make 300 cycles. And the way that works is one cycle is 300 points on one side and 600 points on the other side. Well, guess what? Those 900 points, those go up line. They don't just disappear. They benefit everybody above you. So if you have 2 Sapphire Elites on each side, they're generating 90,000 CV points, and those are all going up to you. That's 180,000 CV divided by 600, because remember the 300, 600, that's 300 points. Now, I'm going to tell you that also will leave some pretty good carry forward as well. So if you look at this simple thing to get to Ruby, I wonder what happens if you duplicate this again and find 4 more people to focus on getting to Sapphire Elite. Where do you go? I can tell you, it's Emerald. If you do it again, you could be Diamond. This system could move you to Diamond in the next 2 years with a very clear, thought out process that if you will follow, like Judy said, sift through and find the people that are serious, find 12 people that will walk through fire if they have to make this happen, and you will hit Diamond. So here it is. For me, I see first 7 days to set up, share, and show. No, I'd say first 7 hours, because I'm pretty pumped up about this. I'm not wasting any more time. I'm tired of wasting my time. I don't have enough time to waste anymore. Plan your next 3 months. Make it your next 30 days. You know, shrink it down. Set some goals. Say, I'm going to hit Jade in 2 weeks. I'm going to hit Jade in a week. I'm going to find 4 people in the next 3 days. Really set some aggressive, big goals and push for it. You know, I tell people, if you set a goal to make $1,000 a month, and at the end of it, you only hit 10% of that, that's $100 a month. But if you set a goal to make $10,000 a month and you only hit 10% of that, where you at? You're at $1,000 a month. So stretch, push, work hard, and set big goals, because, folks, this is a system unlike anything else out there. It is a promotion that there is no company doing it, and it is a clear step process to get to where you want to get to. So, Malcolm, with that, I am done. And like I said, if you aren't sitting and running and chomping the bit this very second, you're crazy, you're blind, and you're deaf.
Dan, that was absolutely fantastic. And I think everybody watching this, when it goes live, I'm going to actually cut that as a segment, Dan. I think for GPG, the GPS system, the way you've described it, full of fire, absolutely clear, crystal clear messaging. I think that was excellent, excellent presentation on your part. And I think a lot of people are forgetting what you've just said, that this is about helping people to achieve their goals in order for you to achieve yours as well. Now, in the countries that I work with right now, for example, people come up with a lot of excuses why they can't build their business. I want to share with you before I bring my next guest exactly what's been happening here. They had to pay $40 to transport across one box of ageless from Dubai to here. $55 for the box and $40 post. They have every reason not to be able to build their business here. They don't have all the products over here. We've had problem with customs over here. And yet we're having meeting rooms full of people because there's a hunger, there is a need for a vehicle that will help people to go to where they want to go. We have got the finest, without question, vehicle that I have seen in my lifetime in this industry. And that stretches back quite a bit. Dan is absolutely right. And I love his presentation, full of fire, factual, good information, really simplifying what we have here. See, a lot of people here don't get it. And one of the things I'm going to do, Dan, you've really got me pumped up at the moment. I'm always pumped up, but you really put some fire into me, is I want to get this done in Arabic as quickly as possible. I'll organize a training on Wednesday. I've already talked to Muhammad, who's sitting across the other side. We will get people over here and we'll get them to follow the system. If we can't do the Supreme Pack, that's not good enough. Excusatitis is called the failure disease. We will build it on 100 CD packs if we have to, but what we need to do is to get those points, to get people understanding. You've got to have a clear path. You've got to know where you're going, because if you don't, you won't like where you end up. Next person that's coming.
Hey, Malcolm, you want to really chomp the bit? Coming back to what Ian was talking about, check matching. I didn't even talk about that, for crying out loud. Your 4 Sapphires at 20%, which is just what you get without your customers, that's an extra $2,800. So if you get your 10 customers at 30%, that's $4,200 on top of the rest of the money.
It's absolutely extraordinary. And I think that the more time we spend, like I said, it's that initial distributor orientation. And I think it's a great thing for us in GPG to bring that in with calls that we're going to do, which we call getting started calls. We do these Sunday calls right now, which is good information for people, making sure they've got information to fire them up to go to work on Monday. But I'm asking all of you who are watching this video right now and the Sapphires in GPG and above, let's get together and put together getting started calls, clarifying to people step by step how to contact and qualify, how to close, how to present, where to get leads, and most importantly, a success path such as this, showing people how to get the highest bonuses possible in this industry with this particular plan. My next guest is someone I really love. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. I met her a while back, the first time, because many of these people, we've known each other. That's what I love about networking. We make friends friendships that last a lifetime. And that's what I like about this. It's not just the money, but it's the trip, the journey, as I call it. This is not a race. It's not a race about you trying to become a diamond in 1 year or 2 years or whatever. You can go up, you can fall down. It's the journey that really counts. And look at the wonderful people that you meet on this journey. One of those is someone I'm very, very fond of, Sandy, who's calling in at the moment from Canada. And what she's going to talk to you about is really the most important part. You sit there, you've got yourself fired up, you sit on these calls, you listen to what people are doing, but you really have a problem getting started. Sandy, one of the greatest trainers that we've got in GPG, is going to cover with you right now, getting started. The wonderful Sandy Chambers calling in from Canada.
Well, thank you, Malcolm. That's a wonderful intro. And I want to say thank you so much for having me. And I just love your calls. This is what we do at GPG, and I think that's important when you are telling somebody about the opportunity and in the in getting started, is what GPG could do for you. I remember, I always go back to how I felt when I first got into the business, because it's been so many years ago. And one thing is that you feel excited when you're joining a business, but you also have some reservations. And you want to get to your people. I'm talking to you not as people that have just started, but some of you may have, because we just finished The Power of One, and that's why I thought this would be an appropriate talk. Or you may be somebody that has just brought in some new people. What do you do with them? The next 40 hours is crucial. You want to take that excitement and turn it into them having confidence in themselves. I remember a question that somebody asked me that got me in this industry. I used to be a school teacher, so I believed in education. And she said to me, if I could teach you how to do this business, could you learn? Well, at first I thought, who does she think she is? Of course I can learn. I'm a teacher. I believe in education. But the biggest thing was I knew coming into the business, I needed to be coachable. And that is so important to stress is, are you coachable? That's what I want to know. Because so many people, some people will come in and they'll have reservations and they'll just take everything in like a sponge. Other people are going to think, I know how to do this, I don't need your help, and away I go. And then they stumble back to you saying, I can't do this business. So you want to really impart to them that, this is a career where you do need some training. I mean, what career do you walk into off the street and you don't need training? There isn't such a thing. So I don't know why people think that network marketing is that way, but it doesn't work that way. You do need help. And that's the first thing I want to know. Are they coachable? I also, like Judy was mentioning earlier, which she and Ian did a marvelous job of, is, what are you expecting from the business? You probably have talked to them in the course of bringing them into the business in your presentation, but you want to refresh their memory. What exactly do they want from the business? Now, some people will be very nebulous and say, I want to pay my bills. I don't get excited over that because it's not a very big vision. But I want to work with them and say, okay, now, what would that take? What would your life look? Let's put some emotion to that goal, so that's the why that's going to hold them in. But let's work it out financially. I don't want to be just talking dollars and cents, but this is a business. How much would it cost you to get out of debt? How much would it cost you to take that trip that you've been dreaming about? How much would it cost you to build that home? Let's figure it out and figure out how long that's going to take to realistically acquire that. That will lead you to what they should be doing. And the other thing that you want to talk about is how much time they have to meet that goal. If somebody says, well, I've got an hour a week and I want to be diamond next month, you've got to pull them back and tell them that's not realistic. Let's see if their time commitment matches their goals and their dreams are. So I want to go over that, and then you can set up a plan. And as Dan so brilliantly did, you did a fine job. Dan, I took lots of notes on this. The company's done it for us. We don't have to map out a business plan anymore. You put them on that GPS plan. You explain it to them so they know, and you want to and tell them more about what Ian said about where the big money is. Tell them, paint that picture for them again so it's fresh in their mind, so that they do get excited. One thing why we call this a 48-hour training is you want to take their excitement to more excitement. But if you let them go for more than 2 days and then you phone them back, they're losing, doubt is setting in, fear is setting in if they haven't had any training from you. So what you want to do is get to them, if the minute you sign them up and get them registered and they've got their product, you want to say to them, when can we have this chat? And as quickly as possible, so that it sets them on pace. They know what they need to do. The other thing is, as Judy mentioned, you want to see who they want to talk to. Who are the brilliant people in their lives? Who are the people that want more? Who would they like to work with? I remember one lady had the nerve to tell me, she was like in her 50s, and she didn't have a friend to phone. And I said, I can't believe that of you. I said, if you were going to go on a trip, who would you like to take with you? Oh, my best friend. And that's where we started. Most people do have a list of more than one person, but you can, get the memory jogger out and say, go through this and line up the people that you like most. I want to know a little bit about each person. Tell me why you think they'd be interested. How would they fit into this plan? The most fun, as you were saying, Malcolm, the most fun with working in this business is who you work with, who you meet along the way. And it may not be the people that they know today that will take them to the top. It may be people, 10, 12 levels deep. But you want to know how to introduce this to them. I love to leave them with a good invitation, because that can break the ice. They can say things all the wrong way and never get anybody to even look at the business. But if you've got a nice, solid invitation, and if I know a little bit about each person, I can give them some ideas on what to say to them. One that I love that I've always used, if that person has been in business before and has credibility in business, you can say something like, the other day something crossed my desk that I got extremely excited about, and I couldn't help but think of you. I definitely want you to see this business. Can I send you something? You're asking for an invitation to either see a video, get together for a coffee to talk about it, or to go to an event. Or you might even consider, if they're local, to encourage them to have a business launch in their home with their friends. So you want to know ahead of time, or they need to know ahead of time, what the invitation is for. You do not want them you want to separate the invitation from the presentation, because when they're brand new and you're expecting them to go through a complete presentation, they're probably not going to remember half of it. They might do. I remember Carrie once saying to me, which is interesting. She said, one way I select a sponsor is I'll say to them, just give me the Reader's Digest version. And if they do, I know I will not go with them. Interesting, because a lot of people get nervous, they get excited, they're giving bits and pieces, and they're going on and on and on. They might even give a lecture, for Pete's sake. And people are bored. Like, let me off the phone. No, is the answer. And you want them to do it properly. And that's why the three-way call you need to introduce them to is so important. Just get them to invite the people to something, and then let's follow up together. So these are just a few of the ideas that I had. I love to give them some standard objections, like what you would say if they said, no time, I have no time, I have no money, things like that, so that they don't lose it on the invitation. But all you're asking them to be is open to look. And that's what you want to gain from that 48-hour training. Get them going as quickly as possible. Take them in the back office, show them the tools, and stress using the tools. I had this little talk the other day with somebody, and I said, what you want is you want to keep it short, sweet, and simple. Because if you spend an hour telling them about a business, they're going to say, I have no time, because everything you do with that person is what they're going to expect that they're going to have to do with their people. So if you can use the tools and show them, anybody can flash, even I can flash a video to somebody in seconds off my phone. When they see that that's all you have to do, who can say, I could never do this? You'd have to be, as Dan says, a moron. So you want to keep it simple. You want to build their confidence in this 48-hour training. Don't give them too much more than they can handle at one sitting, because when you give them, I always say a confused mind never makes a decision. And worse than that, they start to procrastinate. They really never get to work if they're overloaded. So keep it simple. I like to stay in their pocket for a number of days, weeks after they've joined, so that at least, a lot of people like to procrastinate, but if you're on the call and say, how did that call go with Joe? You're going to call Joe and you're going to phone Charlie and whatnot. How do those calls go? If they know I'm following up with them, they're more than likely to do the calls than if I never got back to them and just sent them on their merry way. So those are the people that I spend, as you say, 30, 90 days with, get them going as long as they start to work. But that is what I would recommend with the 48 hours. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but back to you, Malcolm.
I think Well, you know, I think you're gorgeous anyway, but I've got to tell you, one of the things I really love about Sandy's training, she has got a depth of experience that's second to none, I believe, in our organization. All of us have got different facets that we bring to this group called Global Partners Group. Sandy's one of the very few people, so that you all make a note of who she is and what she's capable of in this industry, to have 1,000 customers that she serviced on a monthly basis with another program. I've always talked to people about you, Sandy, because I edify you, because I love what you do. You've kept this very simple. And what I like about these calls, and that's one of the reasons I tell people that you need to watch the calls, bring people onto them. You think you've heard it all, but there's always something you pick up. I've just made tons of notes from what you've said. And I think I'm going to just quickly recap for people, because I think it is crucial to make sure people understand what we've just covered so far. You've heard from Dan about the GPS system. You've heard from Ian and Judy about the fact that there's lots of money. You've heard from Dan a pathway, a goal setting, a map, if you like, of how we can go about doing this. The only company that we know of that gives this type of bonus structure on a rolling basis. And I think what Sandy's covered there is very, very, very important. Simple little tips she's given. For example, when you've signed somebody up, you're trying to form a relationship with that. You've got to be working with that person. That person can make you exceptionally rich. You know, I had a large team once upon a time that I've now, in a way, I've decided, my own decision as well, to abandon. Because if people don't respect you, they're not coachable. They think they know it all, and you can tell them to do something 10 times, you spend money to go and support them, you work with them, and they still cannot work with you. They don't edify you or work with you. You've got to move on. And I think that this starts off very early on. When someone joins you, Judy, you know, sorry, I keep saying Judy, because Judy's sitting on the code, but Sandy said, pardon me for that. Sandy says, when they first start off, you've got to be able to sit with them and give them some ideas. I also like what you've said, that you need to be in their pocket. You're sitting around making sure that they know you're with them. You're not their boss. That's the biggest problem we have, Sandy. A lot of people get into this management mode. They decide, I've got a little team, I'm going to manage people now. I've written down here in big letters, people are watching what you do. Doesn't matter what your pin level is, they're watching what you do. When is the last time you recruited someone? When is the last time you introduced that person into our team? When is the last time you've showed people that you are doing what you're telling them to do? And I think it starts off exactly with this fantastic section that you've just given us on this call, which should be, again, recorded and cut and shared with everybody, some of the fantastic tips about what we need to be doing. You know, I was listening to Eric Ward the other day. He's a wonderful person in the way that he's researched a lot of people's materials and made it his own, including our Paula Pritchard's. But, you know, he's got his place in our industry. And I heard him talking about a little section that I want you to write down and look for. And he talks about all us being either a poser, an amateur, or a professional when you join this business. A poser, an amateur, or a professional. I highly recommend that you listen to that. In fact, what we're doing now, and it all falls in completely with this call, when someone gets started, we orientate them so that we show them the way. We go the way first, then we show the way, or they'll have no respect for us at all. You can't sit there with a pin like mine and say, hey, this is how you do it, but I don't introduce people and I'm not recruiting people and showing them on our pages, which is what I do on a regular basis. I make sure I'm doing what I tell people to do. Sandy's training here, I think, is imperative. I think we should all cut this. I've written 5 pages of notes here, Sandy. And it's a great reminder that sometimes I'm guilty of it too. I get so hyped up and fired up. We have a big meeting. We sign somebody up. We give them the pack. And then we go hunting around through their prospect list. We've spent no time to give them a solid foundation to tell them this is real. It's serious. What do you want from this? How long do you want to spend with me? How can I help you? What can I do for you? And let me give you some guidance. And if I can't, I've got someone in my group who's a mentor of mine who can help you. Absolutely fantastic contribution. My next guest, I love her to bits. She knows that, and I love a partner too. And they've been on my call helping me and supporting me from the time that we started this call nearly 2 years ago. It's been an honor. That's the only way I can describe it. Watching her grow from someone who's never been in this industry, who's never really had a public platform like ours, to be able to talk now to hundreds of people, always fresh, wonderful ideas that she brings to GPG. It's my pleasure and my privilege. The lovely Andriani calling in from Cyprus, and she's going to share with us today online power. Can't wait to hear what you've got to say. Andriani, the lovely lady from Cyprus.
Good evening, Malcolm. You know, my growth has a lot to do with my sponsor, Rolando. So, and of course, all the GPG and the leadership of GPG, but especially to Rolando's because he is helping me every single day. And what a call once again. Thank you, Malcolm, for hosting the call. Thanks to the speakers. They are sharing all the information. And thank you, technology, for allowing us to have these webinars. So we live in technology, and we like it or not, we have smartphones, and we need those smartphones. But first, we need to use them smart. Karen Dean once said that you have a phone, you have a business. And she was so right, because all our personal life, our professional life is in that phones. So we need to go online. We need to build online. And whatever all the speakers shared tonight and every Sunday, we all go to the online now. It's the new era. It's new times. Either you're baby boomer or Generation X or millennial, you need to know how to use it. And if you don't, ask Google. I do that all the time. So all people now are online, on Facebook, social media, on blogs, reading newspapers online. Their whole life is online. Imagine in the traffic lights, red light, what everybody's doing. On the phones, either sending messages or checking their emails or checking the Facebook. Mm-hmm. So if you ask a prospect, do you know about technology? And they said, no, I don't know. You can ask, are you willing to learn? If they say no, just show them how to order, show them how to be on smart delivery, and move on. You need people that they will understand technology and they are willing to learn if they don't know. So there are 4 main objections in our business. I don't have time. Sandy said that. I don't have money. I don't know anyone. And the 4th, I cannot sell. So let's take these objections, how we can eliminate them online. I don't have time. Of course, I don't have time either. No one has time. We all run out of time. You know, we are in the home-based business. And unfortunately, we are not home. We are all out doing home meetings. We present out in the hotels. We spend time driving from city to city or traveling. So it's better to take everything back home. If I show to a prospect that all he or her needs is to have good connection and send a video, send a presentation, train online, attend to webinars, and have all the business online, then there is a plenty of time because you are already online. If I show to them that I need 2 hours in a hotel presenting, and then another 2 hours and a whole weekend to spend on that business, they will say I don't have time, and they will have right. So it's up to us how we're gonna present everything so we can eliminate, I don't have time, I don't have money. If I go and say, you know, you're gonna need 250 euro minimum to join my network marketing opportunity, they will say to you, I don't have money. Of course. But if you say to them, you know, Amazon is just past Walmart in sales, and it doesn't own a single store. If you say to them, you know, the largest hotel company, which is Airbnb, doesn't own a single hotel. If you say to them, the biggest transportation company doesn't own any single cab, which is Uber, what they're gonna say? So what if you have your own e-shop with all the products in, with all the marketing material you need to market and brand your company, with all the delivery providing from the company? no warehouses, no stock, no nothing, with only $35. You don't have money. You don't have to go and pay a graphic designer or a web designer to build an e-shop, to find the products, to buy the stocks, to sell them, to put them in the warehouses, to deliver them, and have all this headache. So with only $35, you have all this, and you are in business from the first moment. In 2 seconds, you are in business. All you have to do is go online and recommend everything. But, of course, for you to recommend something, you need to try. What that will cost you? Well, zero cost. Why? Because you're going to transfer your budget. You're buying your cream, your makeup, your food supplements, your vitamins, your soft drinks. You're going to transfer the budget with these products into Jeunesse. So you choose with which package would you like to start and trying, so you will be able to recommend. Simple as that. And once you choose your package, now I can explain you. Let me show you how you can earn with 5 more ways, not only with retail and wholesale. Then I cannot sell. I cannot sell either. We are not selling. We are recommending. We recommend our experience. And how we do that? When was the last time you were talking with your friends online, on Facebook or on Messenger, about that restaurant, about that boutique, about the beauty salon? I'm doing that all the time. I'm texting with my friends online and everything. It's the same thing. You're just sharing your experience with some products. That easy. Everything online, like you're talking to your friends. And of course, I don't know anyone. I don't have a lot of friends. Well, you have billions of people you can find online, on social media, on emails, through emails, anywhere online, billion of users. Every single moment you connect with people. Can you make 5 new friends on Facebook every day? It's not that difficult, or you don't need so much time, or it doesn't cost you anything. To talk with some people, make new friends. Make new friends. How simple is that? So working online, it's really simple. But how am I going to do that? You know, we live in the technology era and the influencers era. You know that influencers now have more power than an actor in Hollywood, a president of a state. They have more influence on people. And what influencers they are doing? They just recommend things online. That's all. What we are doing, we recommend products, experiences. We recommend what we are doing. So let's all become influencers. Doesn't mean that I have to have 20 million people following me on my social media. Even 200 people is following me. They following me for a reason. They saw something on me, something on you, Malcolm, something on Rolando's, something on every single person that are online. So become an influencer. Share with the people, not only the products, your everyday life, your experiences. Make people laugh. Connect with people. So become an influencer and not follower. Brand yourself. We explained that a lot of times in previous calls. So branding, it's really important. We will not go deep now. Then, be present in social media. I use a lot of Facebook. We all do. Instagram, YouTube. Learn the YouTube, how this works. You know, a lot of time we said, media rules the world. They provide us with information they want us to know. But now We have power. We are the media. We have channels. We can broadcast. We can do anything we want. Find a subject and go out there. Speak to the world. Stories on Facebook. Stories generally. Use stories. Share stories. Jeunesse has now focused on the online marketing. We saw that the last month a lot from the expos, from the tools they give. Kasaya yesterday came up with subject for social media. Jeunesse came out with a guide on how to be present on social media. I can send it on GPG Live when we finish this guide. It's an excellent guide from Jeunesse. So they know that people are transferring all their businesses online. And because I don't want to be misunderstood, I never said that we don't have to have this face-to-face connection. We need that also. We need to go out with our team in person. But I'll give some examples. You, Malcolm, you are in Jordan. How this started. Ian and Colleen went to India. How this started. Dino and Kerry are supporting us, Greece, Turkey. How this started. So we need to start online. We need to keep the online. And we need to have also the personal. That's for me today, Malcolm. Thank you very much.
Wow. My goodness me. You always give such sensational value. Before I bring my next guest on, I just want to pick up on what Andriana said. And it really strikes a chord. We didn't have online many years ago, but I've always used media to build my businesses. And I always tell people in my trainings, regardless of the companies I've been in, when I'm training other people's companies as well, we've always been taught, go to your warm market, make a warm market list. My dear friends, to me, that is the cold porridge market. My friends and my family are normally the last people on planet Earth that I really want to go to. Because normally, most of the friends that we have really aren't friends. You want to know who your friends are? Tell them I've just joined a network marketing company selling products. I've got a meeting at 8 o'clock. I need your support. Would you like to come over and meet up with me? Because I really need your help. Find out who your friends are. So what I used to tell people are, there are two different types of lists. You've got your tepid list, which is the people that we know, the 100 people that we know. And we've got to do that because we are in a search, a mission, looking for lookers. We're not in the convincing business. We're in the sorting business. We're looking for people who are looking. And we do that by creating an army of lookers. We're using system, duplication, and multiplication to sift through thousands of leads. And you're absolutely right. I think the red hot market, the fire market, is people who are looking right now for what we have. They are looking for a product like ours, looking for a product that can transform the way we look. The transformation of my skin is quite extraordinary. In just the last few weeks that we've been here, we have seen with our own eyes, in just a matter of weeks, people's faces being transformed with our serum. So we're looking for people who are looking. We're looking for lookers. Red hot market, people who are dissatisfied. Who are we looking for? We're looking for people who are dissatisfied. They are looking for more. Maybe more money. Maybe they're looking for more socially. Maybe they're looking to escape their drudgery of their 9-to-5 routine. Maybe they're looking for more because in the world of smartphones, we've got an entire generation of stupid people from the age of 4 sitting there on tablets and phones, brainwashed by all the advertising, creating zombies and morons. Smartphone, stupid people. We're looking for dissatisfied people anywhere on planet Earth. And you're absolutely right, my dear friend. Look at what I've created. Before, in one of the biggest businesses I built in the United Kingdom, we built it purely on advertising. $200,000 check in 1 month came 95% from advertising. Look what happened here. I found someone from advertising in the UK, who found someone from advertising in another country, who found someone from advertising online, a guy who's no longer doing anything with me in Jordan, but from there, I found my family in Jordan. I found Mohammed, a wonderful, wonderful family, my real family here. And from there, we started a tornado. Look what happened in Holland. I found someone a long time ago called Angelina Hummel. Angelina came from an advert. She found from Marketplace on advertising someone called Diana Bucker. And from that and another advert that we put out, we found Hilly, and I went Emerald. So what I'm trying to say to you is, I'm not taking you away from your warm market list or your tepid, cold porridge list, as I call it, because in that list, exactly what Andriani said, and we need to teach people, are clouds, social clouds. That's what I've been teaching people in Jordan, that every person we meet has got a cloud around them of other contacts. And we're looking for two types of people, the 4 steps that I teach. Generate leads, teach others to do the same. Where do we find them? From people that we know and people that we don't know. Who were your friends? Who were your lovers? Who are the people that you hate, despise, or love forever? Who was your mother and your father before they met each other? They were strangers who once said hello to each other. And that is one of the passionate things that I have in this industry. Going out there, making lifelong friends, meeting people who are looking, dissatisfied people. And we can approach those people and give them the vehicle they're looking for. And that really brings me to my next guest. Wonderful girl, love her very much. We've never met. We are going to meet in South Africa. People say, you love all these people. Yes, I do, actually. I love people who are like-minded, who are going on the same path. People who respect me, people that I respect, people who edify me, people that I edify, people who are coachable, teachable, and really are on the same mission that I'm on. My mission is so simple, to improve my life by improving the lives of other people with a vehicle that is the best vehicle that we have had in the history of marketing on planet Earth. My next guest is Lindy, calling in from South Africa, and she's going to talk about something very, very crucial. She's going to talk about comfort zones, and I hope she's going to tell you how to get out of them. Lindy, calling in from South Africa. Lindy.
Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, everyone. You know, what an amazing call, and what an amazing journey this has been. I want to start off by your personal comfort zone. And one of the definitions that stood out for me was, it is a situation where one feels safe or at ease. Now, have you ever thought or think, you know, if you ever imagined what it would look like if we all stayed in our personal comfort zones? I'm not saying don't feel safe. I'm saying never, ever feel at ease. You know, you stop dreaming, you stop believing that there's something bigger and better out there waiting for everyone around you and for yourself. You're doing the same thing every single day, 24/7, 365. You wake up, you get ready, take the kids to school, go to work, have some lunch if you're lucky enough to have a lunch to break. You know, fetch the kids, stop at the shop to buy some bread and milk, fetch the kids, go home, make dinner, help with homework, eat, do the dishes, get everyone to bed, sleep, only to repeat, because you feel at ease with your life. That is what it looks like. You know, no one wants to change their life if they're still in their comfort zone. Do you want to change your life? Do you want to change someone else's life? I want to go back to the vision statement of Jeunesse, and this is very important. It's on my vision board. You know, it says the Jeunesse family creates a positive impact in the world by helping people look and feel young while empowering each other to unleash our potential. That is the most important one, to unleash your potential. If you don't challenge yourself to get out of that circle, and no one can make that decision but you will keep doing what everyone else is doing. You're existing and not living. You joined the Jeunesse for a reason, to change your story, to change and better your life, whether it's financial freedom that you want, whether it's time freedom, whatever it may be. But you cannot change your story if you don't change your comfort zone. You know, how do you challenge yourself in doing this? Start by sleeping on the other side of the bed. You know, brush your teeth before you eat and after you eat. You know, change your personal routine. Start small. You don't have to go big. You know, do something that you don't normally do. And that will ease you into the progress. That will ease you into the process of unleashing your own potential. Say to yourself in the mirror every morning, you are awesome. No one does it. I've never done it. When I started doing it, I could feel that I empowered myself and I stepped out of that comfort zone, because to talk to yourself, sometimes you feel a little bit crazy, but it's good. That's how it should be. The business definition, I think, is the most important one, the one that comes in with your business. It's a settled method of working that requires little effort and yields only barely acceptable results. It yields only barely acceptable results. If you're not comfortable in making phone calls, your business will not grow. Sit with your sponsor, for your first few calls. Introduce your people to your sponsor and say, hi, Ina, this is Liesel. This is my sponsor. I got into a new business. I'm fairly new into this. She wants to tell you what I'm doing. Something like that, Just start somewhere. Just start by breaking the ice. Doesn't help for you to give your sponsor 10, 20, 30 names to call on your behalf. You don't grow. You take away your own potential to grow as a leader. If you're not comfortable in approaching people, new people, strangers, your business will not grow. If you're a shy person, go to a mall. Find someone that you can approach and ask, listen, I'm looking for the nearest ATM. That's it. Just get over the habit of not speaking to people. Get over the fear of speaking to new people. You don't need to pitch the business to them. Just ask them for direction into, where's the nearest ATM. That will help you and allow you to start talking to strangers, If you don't talk to strangers, along the way, you're actually denying them the opportunity that you were given to change your life. I want to give a little thing that happened to me yesterday with one of my distributors. We had an amazing day at a ladies empowerment event. And afterwards, we had a meeting we had to go to. And I didn't have anything printed with me that I can show the person. And we went into a shop and I said to the guy, I started talking to him. I didn't fall into the door and said, hey, I need some printing done. I looked around and I saw, okay, maybe we can go into this direction or that direction. He was eating a biscuit or something and I made a joke with him. And he ended up giving me his number because he saw that this is a business that his girlfriend might be able to do. And he's also interested because he asked some questions and I listened and I said, this is something you can do part-time. So it doesn't matter where you are. Don't ever think that a stranger will say no. People are looking for you. You're not looking for people. If you're not comfortable in presenting to people, your business will not duplicate. This is about duplication. Use the tools provided. Everyone's been talking about the tools today. Jeunesse has just launched about a month ago the new We Live Jeunesse video, and it actually gives you an overview of everything that you need, the product, what the founders, the company, the compensation plan. It's a 10-minute video. Invite one or two of your closest friends that knows you and say, listen, Linda, come and have a glass of wine or come and have a cup of coffee. I need your help. I want to practice something. And I need your input and your feedback on this. I need to develop my skills. Also very important, your team of people are looking up to you for guidance. And if you show them how to break the circle, they will break the circle as well. Do the webinars, phone your sponsor and say, listen, I need a Zoom call and I need something so that I can practice. So yeah, from me, enjoy the journey, live in the moment, and love with passion.
Malcolm, you are mute.
I was so excited then and just so touched by that, because I was just saying, I'll repeat myself, that, do you know why I like doing these calls? Been a trainer for many, many years. Just look at how many notes I've got there. Must be about, I think, coming on to about 18 pages. I think it's wonderful to have people like yourself, Lindy, like Ian and Judy, like Sandy, like Andriani, all of my guests like Dan, who come in on a Sunday and they share with us such wonderful nuggets of information. I'm going to close my call and start surmising a few bits and pieces that I want you to think about. You know, some people suffer from something called stinking thinking. They assume, ASS, you and me, make an ass out of you and me. We've all heard of this. They look for all the things that are negatives of what's being said, rather than concentrating on the positive messages calls such as this provide. When I talk about lists, I do not say to people, don't make a list. I think it's critical to make a list. We have got to shake every tree, look under every bush, under every stone, under every contact, because somewhere there is a key holder that can open 100,000 doors. I'm talking about Lyndon, for example. He talked to one person who joined this business with a conversation, and that person brought in 100,000 distributors in his team. Each person that we guide, put them through an information gathering process, can be zero to hero. The hero can earn you $10, $20, $40, $50,000 per month. We change people's lives by making sure that we change ours first. What we sow is what we reap, no question about it. And my advice as I wind this call up is this: do not get into the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a dangerous place. The most comfortable place that I know is a coffin, because then you're at peace forever waiting for your maker. That's the comfort zone I try to avoid. Or if that's the one that you want, that's where you should be. Or be in a cave somewhere with your little tablet and your little phone. I like the idea that as human beings, without claws, without fangs, we are the master race here because we have a mind. A human being is a mind with a body attached, beautiful body. No mind is a vegetable. We have to have this wonderful tool that we've been given, our spirit, to be able to go out there to do more, to be more, and to have more. Each and every one on this call is unique. No one like you has ever walked on this planet. Your barcode is your hand, your fingerprints. Nobody has got this barcode. I talk about this because I hope that these calls inspire you and motivate you to be more, to do more, and to have more. Isn't it wonderful that technology allows us to have people from the Czech Republic, from Jordan, South Africa, Cyprus, Zambia, everywhere? And I like these calls, and I'm going to finish off with this. Out there, someone is praying. Someone is waiting. Someone is absolutely desperate. They are broken, closed in a small goldfish bowl that they call their lives. They're waiting for a message from a messenger like you and I. And I'm not being spiritual. I don't believe in half the stuff most people believe in. Religion and politics is not my subject. I talk about it, and I'm going to get myself killed in this place if I do that. But what I'll say to yourself is this: I like this, and I'd like to thank all of my friends here, because information like this motivates the fire starter. I hope that you are motivated and inspired. Someone is waiting for your call. So much great information you've had today. Remember these last few messages from Jordan today. First, people are watching what you're doing. You can't go around there telling people to do something you don't do yourself. If you haven't been recruiting people and putting them on pages, don't tell people, because you have no right to tell them to do the same. Second, don't go out telling people to do stuff as far as training is concerned that you don't understand. We get tool makers here. We get specialists who become managers, sit in front of a laptop from early morning till evening, pushing paper, thinking of new things to create to be clever. That's not where we get paid. We get paid for walking the walk, like I'm doing right now in a brand new country, looking and searching for other people who are dissatisfied. I'd like to finish my call out, really, as I've always done, by thanking a fantastic panel of guests that have joined us tonight. I'd like to start off with our Emerald directors calling in from Canada, Ian and Judy Murray. Absolutely fabulous to have them online. Really, people who understand our business, who are out there, and people who know Ian and Judy know they are there, they are givers, they provide people with more than just information. They are solid spiritual base for a lot of people, and they help a lot of people transform their lives because they understand that we're in the transformation business. I'd like to thank Andriani and really her mentor, Rolandos. I call him Rolandos all the time because his second name is Rolandos. Rolandos is his name. Wonderful, wonderful man who's built a fantastic, very solid business in Cyprus. And isn't it wonderful to see a creation of his being able to actually inspire and aspire people such as Andriani, who's one of the greatest trainers that we've got in GPG. My very, very close friend. We've not known each other as a close friend. We are internet friends. I really love, and I really do, and admire Dan Parks calling from Tennessee. I love the fact that he's such a humble man, someone who's had 4,000 people working for him, who's a multi-millionaire, and suddenly he's lost everything, but he still has humility to be able to come on and say, hey, that was just a scratch. Let's move on and do something else. The fabulous, gorgeous, and I do love her very much, Sandy Chambers calling in from Canada as well. You will not meet a better trainer when it comes to retailing and the understanding in depth of a business such as ours, the people business, a real people person. She's not one after the big pins and stuff. She's happy in what she does, and she gives such huge value, and I love her a hell of a lot. And last but not least, Lindy, who I'm dying to meet up with. We've never met. We talk a lot. And the wonderful group that we've got in South Africa, I am definitely going there because I need to create smoke in the continent of Africa, which is where I was born in the first place. And last but not least, calling in from Amman in Jordan, Malcolm Peters, who's saying good night tonight. Have a fabulous week. Someone out there is waiting, praying, wishing, dreaming about a phone call from you and a phone call from me. Good night, everybody. Fabulous call. Goodbye.